Nice and cool.
Do we put a vertical shoes?
Yeah, if you guys want to put them right there, though. Yeah.
Thank you.
So you guys can just have to tap the screen when you guys want to navigate the slides.
That's like in the bottom corner.
Oh yeah, Ashley, test it first.
Thank
Yep. And then on your side. All right, when you guys are ready, go ahead and get started.
I'm Carlos Salvador.
I'm Carla Hernandez.
I'm Ashley Salvador.
I'm Marisol Arias, and we're nice and cool.
So this is what our team has currently done, our what like individual what we've done, what we've done, and so we worked really well as a team, and we knew each other before we started our actual thing, but we worked really well together, and also on this topic, I think our teammates, our family members, or just friends, have related to this topic, and it's really, so we just like relate to this topic a lot, so we decided to pick it.
Last year, on August 8, 2023, a 58-year-old field worker named Elidio Hernandez sadly passed away due to extreme heat temperatures. We discovered that he died due to heat exhaustion because Cal and OSHA did a really big investigation, since it was very suspicious because the owners of this field place were saying he had a disease that he really didn't have, and they were blaming it on a heart condition where he was not known to have. The family told this to Cal and OSHA, and this led them to go further into their investigation, and they found out that the conditions they were working in did not meet their standards. So Cal and OSHA have a standards where if it's above 100 degrees, no shade, no water, you're not supposed to be working. They didn't meet these standards, and this caused this poor man to pass away.
As you heard from Carla's story about the field worker, this is one of the reasons why we chose to have them as our stakeholder, because they're part of the demographic that often get taken advantage of or exploited. And although we can't do much about that, we want to at least give them an opportunity to cool down and prevent health problems from the heat, and that's what our product is about. Our problem is that the field workers are given barely any breaks, so they have to work in over 95 degrees of weather. In Fresno, it's dry and hot during the summer, which can cause many problems like skin cancer if you're exposed to the sun for long periods of time, and heat strokes, hyperthermia, heat cramps, and heat exhaustion.
So our solution to this problem is by creating a clothing brand that will keep you nice and cool. Because with this, you can actually work in extreme temperatures but still maintain cool. This will help not just protect you from the UV sun rays, but it can also help you from any like insects, because there does tend to be a lot of snakes and insects in the field. So we also want to create a material that'll be strong and durable to prevent any bites to come in contact.
An existing solution we found was this thermal shirt that costed over $200, and we don't want it to be that expensive because personally we can't purchase it, and for all we know, it couldn't be durable. It maybe could be made from cheap material, but we wouldn't know because of how pricey it is, and we wouldn't want something that pricey because it could rip easily from accidentally tearing it on a plant and get bitten by an animal.
Unique value proposition. So what makes us different from the rest of our competitors? Firstly, we want to make our shirt as durable as possible so they don't have to keep on rebuying a shirt, because they're probably not in the place to be able to buy a bunch of shirts. And we also want to make it as affordable as possible while still getting profit. So that way, because they probably won't be able to buy a shirt, so we want to make sure that they could have that one. And also, we want it to be like where they don't just have to wear it for work, they could probably also wear it out, so it'll be decent.
Our product consists of clothes such as shirts, pants, socks, and they will have a cooling mechanism that's in vital blood vessels such as the neck, wrist, armpits that will help them cool down faster. And we'll also come with protection from the heat, like turtlenecks will protect them from the sun's UV rays, preventing or having a less of a chance of getting skin cancer or a lot of sun heat related sicknesses.
So for our key metrics, we made a form so maybe other outdoor workers, not just field workers, can fill out themselves. We got a gardener, we got 5 field workers, so we had 6 sponsors in total. And this was just enough to demonstrate how bad the heat affects people who work outside. We let them rate their jobs from a 1 to 5 stars. The highest we got was 2 stars, and the lowest we got was 1 star. This can show how bad it really affects them. All of them were saying that the clothing and their dress code they have to wear really affects them because their clothing does tend to be something, it has to be a lot of long sleeves, really heavy sweaters, and this can cause a lot of heat exhaustion. This can cause them to even pass out. This causes a lot of dehydration, and it's just really heavy for them to be working due to the amount of hours they have to work.
Our customer relations. In order to sell our product, we plan on selling it online, advertising, sponsors, and radio stations, just things like that.
For our revenue stream, we plan on selling our product a little higher than what it costs to produce in order to make a good amount of profit and still be able to reproduce this product. So here, it's not an official price, but it is an estimation of what I believe it would cost to sell this, to sell our clothes. Although we don't have our mask and our socks and our hats yet, I'm still trying to figure out and do some research on what would be, your regular price. But this is just an estimate for long sleeve t-shirts, pants, and shorts. Thank you for your time.
I'll go first. Great job on your presentation. Very clean PowerPoint presentation. Also dressed professional. Thank you very much. The only thing I would work on a little bit was vocal production. I mean, back there when you first started off, it was a little light on the vocals, but I think you can work on that. It was great though. Seriously, guys. I love that you went through and you mocked what your clothes could potentially look like. Could you go back to the previous slide? I love that you had your price points lined up of what your estimated cost is. Those all seem very reasonable. And don't be afraid to make a profit. I like how you said, well, we need to increase our profits, and so we're going to ask for a little bit more. Don't be afraid to ask for more. This is a new product. You need that revenue to keep the scale of your business, right? So don't be afraid to charge what you think is charged. Just make sure you back up and verify that that is the actual cost, because sometimes it does cost a little more using different materials that are high-end, especially wicking materials. So I love that your presentation. What are some of the other things? I love that you actually brought a prototype.
Yeah.
Some of the teams yesterday did not. They built a prototype. They didn't bring it to the presentation, and I'm glad you guys brought it. Thank you very much. I'll let some of the other judges comment as well. Thank you.
No, go ahead. Great job, all of you. Yesterday, we had, initially, everyone came through, kind of introduced to the panel, shook our hands, that kind of thing. I know it's a little bit different in the library today, and you weren't aware of that, but anytime you have a presentation or you're meeting investors or whatnot, make sure to make that initial, just face-to-face, eye contact. You obviously start in your presentation and introduce yourselves, but just do that one-on-one. It's a little bit more professional. When you guys talked about your competitors and kind of the thermal shirt that was up there, and the difference, we want to know, like, what is in that material? What are you going to do differently? How you're going to make it better or change it up. We're looking at that, and we're also looking at, I get the price point here, but when you're looking at materials and vendoring out and having manufacturing, you kind of want to have an idea price point where you're looking at for that too.
So what I'm believing to do is basically put a material inside the clothing, like maybe make it to a really fine grain, so make it really, really small. And we're gonna like reverse, you know how a hot pack works. We're gonna do the reverse. We're gonna make it reverse and make it last a long period of time. although we are still researching what material that could be, we are looking into polyester and spandex for our clothing line to make it like a dry fit type of
Yeah,
material
yeah.
and a walk away this one.
Yeah, so any of that information on your slides really helps, and gives, investor an idea where you're at on that. Your other slides that you guys had with the example for the Fresno-D, great example. You can tell that you are passionate about it, which is great when you're trying to sell something. So great job, all of you.
Okay, so not gonna repeat what both of them said, because I agree with majority of everything they had said regarding as far as the energy and the presentation itself, and then speaking on the introduction and so forth. I do love how you started beginning sharing the story, and how, and I can just tell you all work together, because you're very passionate, saying, I loved how you use we did this, we did that, and how and then you brought in your family, so I appreciate that. And one of the things, one of the slides I noticed with the key matrix, where you had, surveyed the workers. If you can, in the future, have it translated in English so that we can read what they actually said, the comments that they made, because I would love to have saw the comments. I was able to understand the hours work, I got that part, but I'd love to have been able to understand.
Could you go back to that slide? I missed that. Thank you for
Yeah.
bringing that up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was reading.
because
Yeah.
a lot of the
Oh, yeah.
people who work in the fields are immigrants.
Right,
so
but you're
they're-
presenting to an audience that may not all be fluent in Spanish or bilingual, that can read Spanish, so you want to be mindful of your audience when you do that. And then with the garments, I'm curious to know, are you going to have color options, and do you-
Yeah, we have a color scheme. Right. Oh, can you go back? Right there on the side.
okay, I didn't see that, okay, okay. Now, have you thought about, like a membership? You know how when you first go onto a website to order something, they'll say like you get 10% off the first purchase of $100 or something like that, so you kind of want to think of those are incentives?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Once we have,
Mhm.
our website fully built and our business running, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
we
that'd be
can.
good to have that as well. Other than that, yeah, you did good.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys.
Nice and done. Thank you.